Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome back to our life. This is a little game that we've definitely been going quite a long way into, but now we just have two things left, and let's go with the mall. Lee's visit turned out to be more involved than you expected. After overhearing where the Holden family was going, Lee insisted on seeing Mr. Holden shop firsthand. An hour later, and Lee was busy looking at every item on display. Because Cove's dad offered supplies, lessons, tours, his shop had all the scuba-related stuff you could imagine: fins, masks, suits, and snorkels. After circling around the shop, you finally stopped and looked at the whole room. I'm proud. That wasn't often that you tagged along to hang out at the shop. You preferred it that way. It meant that there was always something new to look at, even if it was just a layout change. You were in good spirits. This was a pleasant surprise. Visiting the shop made for a fun afternoon. Just the other day, Cove was telling you about the new wetsuits, and now you got to check them out. Lee was so busy poking through various wetsuit displays, so you decided to see what Derek and Cove were doing. They were too absorbed in their conversation to notice you standing near them, leaning against the counter. You were able to pick up the topic quickly. Anyways, my dad told me the new stuff is selling like crazy. Yeah, the material has this new blend with less neoprene. My dad says people are really interested in it. It brought a smile to your face hearing the shop is doing well. Couldn't resist teasing the boys. I think I figured out Mr. Holton and Mrs. Cesaire's secret to running this place. Coves crossed his arms and looked at you with an eyebrow raised, while Derek gave you a generally confused look. You motioned with your hand for them to lean in close. Clearly, they realized they could sell anything with all this handsome faces in this place. Cove immediately went red over the suggestion. He looked away, shaking his head. Derek took it in stride. And that's why I'm here, learning from the best. But really, there's just so much to think about with a business. It's crazy. No matter how much I just come, I still don't think I get it. Gareth hummed and nodded in agreement, causing a good-humored laugh from Derek. I thought they only liked the scuba diving part, not the job part. That's just the best part. I think about other things, too.
I gotcha.
Cool. The business side, running it, that's my favorite. Out of the corner of your eye, you caught movement, and you realized that Lee was now standing next to you. When your dads are tired, do you guys think you're going to carry on the store? Both sons shrug in unison. Well, there's a ton of things I could do. My dad thinks so too. He doesn't want me to plan on working in here forever. Cove's gaze fell to the floor. You could see the conflict flashing across his face.
I don't know.
It's a lot. Being the real boss is something and totally in charge. If my mom's had that business, I could have if my mom's had one, I wouldn't want to take over. I wouldn't want to take someone else's shop either. I want to do my own thing. If my mom's had one, I wouldn't want to take it over either. I can't run a business. That would be so much pressure. Will Elizabeth be helping? How would I do that all on my own? Just the thought of being in those shoes made your chest tighten. You hadn't felt like that since the last big school project was due. Yeah. Cove's parents left the back office and came over, catching your attention. Sorry, kids. It looks like it's going to be a long one. I know usually others hold the fort down, but I really need to stay here today. I know you just wanted a little visit, but it'll be boring getting stuck all day because of me. Kira can take you to my car and go back to the neighborhood. Cove and Derek gave him an understanding look. Mr. Holden crossed his arms and flashed you all a big smile, trying to lift the mood. The one condition is that someone has to remember to come back for me later. You don't get to stand stranded here, no matter how funny that might be. Kira laughed and gave a thumbs up. Mr. Holden seemed satisfied with that. He moved on with the explanation. Derek, your dad also has his hands full today, so he doesn't have time to run you back home.
It's okay.
That's alright, sir. The title sir got an awkward chuckle out of Cliff, which was cut short when Kira elbowed him teasingly.
What do you think?
You already said I could borrow your car. Why don't I take all the kids somewhere fun for the afternoon?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's fine with me. Just please come back eventually. Sometime today, Kira. After multiple jokes about being left with no ride, you had to wonder if that had actually happened in the past together. For you, my good sir, I swear across my heart. Happy with the promise, Cliff took out his back wallet and offered $50 bill to Kira. Here, in case you need gas or anything else while you're out. Kira, smiling knowingly, and accepted the bill without hesitation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cove Dad struck the wallet into his back pocket while he waved with the free hand. Okay, time for me to jump back into work. Have fun for me. Bye, Dad. Bye. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye, Mr. Holden. Goodbye, sirs, madams, and most respected guests. He left the room with a wink and a flare, disappearing into the employees' only area of the shop. When Mr. Holton was out of sight, Kira suddenly strode over to the counter and carefully placed the $50 bill there. She turned back around and beamed a large smile at you and the others. Come on, gang, let's see if the town has a mall.
Yeah!
Unable to contain her excitement, Lee actually jumped with joy, while Cove and Derek just grinned. There wasn't a mall in your hometown, but Mr. Holton's store wasn't in Sunset Bird. It might be possible to find a mall out here. You thought okay about that. A trip to the mall had never failed you. You nodded, deciding that today was going to be alright. Let's go. She quickly herded the group out of the store into the car.
Cove.
As a driver, I get to choose my partner in crime, and naturally I bestow that position of shotgun to my baby. Her comment had both Derek and Lee snickering. Cove rolled his eyes at his mom and opened the front passenger door. I decided to stick up for Cove. Cove's not a baby. He can decide wherever he wants to sit. Cove ran a hand nervously through his hair. He was in disbelief that you disagree with his parent like that.
My baby.
Luna, you are right. Cove's not a baby. Cove's not a baby, but he will always be my baby. A precious baby boy. Kira turned to Cove. Her expression lit up by just looking at him, and he became even more awkward. I couldn't think of anyone better I'd want to sing shotgun with me. But if he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to. I love him no matter what. I'm already here. I'll just stay. He still looked like he wanted to crawl out of his own skin. Unfortunately, your attempt to help backfired. Moms can be tricky that way. I'll take the middle seat. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want a window seat. You two can have them. Are you cool with that? You thought that was odd that anyone would give up a window seat, but you knew Derek was trying to be especially polite when he was a guest. He nodded.
Fantastic.
Good. It sounds like we're all in agreement. Everyone squeezed into the car, buckling in, and Kira turned the radio on. She said to the top 40 pop station. You were into it. You quickly recognized the song playing. It was a new one by an artist you were listening to a lot recently. I was recently listening to Carapace, the epic the musical. It's like, holding on. I'm not dying here. I'm not dying here. Holding on. It wasn't long until your group realized they were lost, but after enough driving in enough circles, Kira's struggle paid off when she found a local mall. There was more cheers from Lee as Kira pulled into the parking spots. When your group had made it inside, the first order of business on this trip was checking what this mall actually had. Where should we go? Ooh, I think I see a makeup store ahead. She rolled up on her tiptoes to get a better view. Meanwhile, Derek was eyeing the directory. Oh, there's a chocolate shop. Seriously, we have to go there. Yes, wait. We need to find a decent jewelry shop. I need new hair ties and barrettes.
Nice.
Yeah, at least look for a game store. There's a ton of things you can't get anywhere else but a store that's just for kiddie games. Hey, what are you thinking, Cove? I just want to look at the fish in the pet store. He could have guessed as much. Anywhere else? He smiled with some bashfulness. The bookstore.
So...
What about you, Luna? I definitely want to check out the video game store and the chocolate shop. In the in the bookstore, an art store. maybe the food court as well, and maybe the pet store. Nothing really else interests me. It's certainly a list. Good thing we all have all afternoon. Yeah. I have my own stops I want to make. Let's agree to regroup here at 7 p.m.
What?
You're not coming with us? We're all in the same building. You won't be as alone as you think. Only be a few minutes away at most. You're bold enough to enjoy them all without me hovering. Okay.
See you soon.
Be back here at 7 p.m. Toodaloo. Leaving Derek and Lee stunned by their newfound freedom, Kira walked off. When she was almost out of sight, Derek's face twisted in confusion. Wow, she's really gone. I can't believe she just did that. Honestly, I'm not that surprised. This is so cool. We get to do whatever we want. You're happy about it. Talk about an amazing opportunity. It really is exciting. With the decision already made, Derek tried to pull together his earlier enthusiasm for the trip.
So,
Where are we going first? Time's a-wastin'. Whatever's closest. Things are coming together, but you realize there might be a flaw in today's sun plans. What's wrong, Luna? Did everybody bring money with them?
Yeah.
I always have some on me when I come all the way out here. You had money too. Immediately you felt better about this situation. It would have been a downer not to be able to even think about something at the mall because they didn't have money. I'm good. Now that everyone was squared away, you explored the mall together as a group. There were so many shops that you managed to venture into so far. You all went into a video game store, leaving you with a pep in your step. This was much better than you thought. There was so much to see. After having hit so many of the top priority stores, you found yourself by a small booth. It was decorated in wind chimes of various sizes. You raised a hand up to one of the smaller ones. What sparked your attention next was Cove. You thought for sure he was going to stop at the booth by the way he looked at it, but he kept going. Do you want one? It wasn't until Lee asked that you realized you had stopped in front of the booth without saying anything. Lee just continued to encourage you. You should get one. I was just looking. It's nice to check stuff out. Lee hummed in agreement and then started past the booth. Following her gaze, you saw that the boys were already wandering too far ahead. Let's go. After leaving another clothing store, one that Lee couldn't resist exploring, you and your friends found themselves walking down the main hall of the mall again. Oddly enough, Cove started drifting to the side. Hey, where are you going? I want to get a smoothie. Cove turned around, walking backward to get a better view of everyone's reactions. The moment he said smoothie, everyone perked up, remembering there was a popular smoothie place somewhere around here. You should have said so sooner. As he approached, your eyes were drawn into the dizzying list of smoothie combinations, and part of you wondered how long it would take to try them all. Hi there, do you need a rundown of how this works? Yes, please. Okay, first you pick up the 3 options of fruit or berries. So 3 fruits or berries. Then add ice, and then the store special smoothie base mix, and then you have your very own smoothie for $4. There's only one size. Cove leaned over the counter for a bit. For several moments, he inherently studied the plentiful fruits and berry options. I want to get a strawberry banana smoothie with coconut too. Sounds good. Is anyone else getting something? Can I get one that's just all mango? Of course.
Thanks.
I like strawberry, blueberries, and raspberries for mine. Thanks. The shopkeeper looked at you now. Yeah, I want one. Could I get... Ooh. That's the thing. I like raspberry, strawberry, I like blueberry, I like apples, I like oranges, I like peach, kiwis, mangoes, pineapples, bananas. But what flavor combination would be good? Because I'm going probably something with the berries, blueberry, strawberry, raspberry. Thinking maybe mango, peach, and something else, maybe. Maybe strawberry as well. Maybe like a banana, pineapple, apple combo. Could be interesting. But I think I'm going to go with my gut and go mango. peach, strawberry. That's everything. And that, everyone went ahead and paid for their individual drinks. We waited over at the other side of the booth where the drinks were put when they were done. Derek bounced off his feet, excited for his to be ready.
Aw.
It's gonna be good. Lee chimed in with her own enthusiasm. Evan says the smoothie-based stuff can make any drink great. Cove, while quieter, looked just as eager for a smoothie. Luckily, there hadn't been anyone else before you, so it wasn't a long wait. The group collected their fresh drinks as they were placed on the counter. Straws were placed through the opening at the top of the cup, and their first tentative sips were had. Derek sighed in satisfaction after his taste. Mango's too delicious. Mine's super good too. Cove nodded and hummed in agreement. His straw was still in his mouth. You know, we're really happy with yours. This is perfect. Cool, we all made excellent choices today. Yeah! Sneakily, you wanted to steal a sip of someone else's smoothie, and decided to try and steal a sip of Cove's. As you were following alongside Cove for a while, you noticed that he wasn't drinking. His shop was never left his mouth. He was content to always be in position for more sipping. You wondered if his plan was forward before it even started. You relented and just asked Cove for a taste. Hey Cove, could I drink some of yours? Not for 1 second getting not for 1 second since getting it had his lips been apart from the straw, but he did seem to consider your request. You jokingly begged him. God beggar you, Cove. Please give me a taste of your smoothie. I need it. Cove smiled softly and finally offered the cup to you. You held up the cup in both hands and took a sip. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Can't say no to you. He took his cup back, still with a tiny smile, and got to drinking it again. You wanted to try and ask someone else to try their smoothie. You want to ask if you could try Lee's smoothie. Hey Lee, can I chase what you got? As long as you let me try yours too. Deal. Lee and you swapped cups and took several sips before swapping back. The berry blend tasted very strong. I like yours, but I'm really happy I got this. Thanks, Lee.
You're welcome.
I'm always here to help. Yeah. I mean, I got mango in mine, so you're satisfied with that. As your group continued to wander around the mall, he came to an area in the path that was wider. In the center of the opening was a collection of quarter-operated ride-on machines. Derek stopped as soon as he saw them, smiling ear to ear. I want to ride. I think we might be too big.
No way.
No way, we're not that old yet. He eagerly headed over to the machines, wanting to get a better look. Lee went along with it, smiling. He didn't care one way or another. Whether we're too big or not, it can't hurt to check it out. Convening around Derek, he watched as he was focused on the various brightly colored rides. Most were designed to look like real vehicles, but there were also some horse-shaped ones. One of them could even seat 2 people. I got the helicopter. Why?
Cool.
It's the coolest, and I think it'll move the most. He started digging in his pockets, pulling out whatever money he had left. Wait, is everything okay? I need 4 quarters, right? Yeah, I only have 2. There has to be more between us. Hold on. Pockets, wallets, and purses were checked over. Derek still only had 2, Cove had 1, and Lee ended up with the most of 3. You didn't have
Don't worry
any.
about it.
You didn't mind. Thanks, but you don't have to. It's not enough for me. Even if it was, it'd be dumb to ride while you had to watch. Cove shrugged. He had tried, failed, and looked unsure of what to do next. Couldn't we exchange dollar bills for more quarters at the store? Derek slapped a hand to his cheek, eyes wide.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that'll work. Let's do it. The group scattered to various shops around. You shortly reconvened at the rides. Everyone had more than enough quarters.
Please.
Are you gonna join Luna, are you gonna join us on this little kids ride? Please. You sighed, admitting defeat. I'll do it. Yay! There's enough machines that everyone claimed one for themselves. Derek got his coveted helicopter. Lee was happily on a horse. Cove waited to choose last. It seems like he didn't want to take a ride someone else wanted when he cared so little about it. You picked... This is a double-seater car and you brought Cove along. Cove, you can sit with me. He bent a smile and put his hands on his hips when he saw the ride that you pointed out.
I don't know.
Do you really want to try fitting me in that? You might actually be more comfortable if you used it by yourself. Doesn't matter. I want to ride with you. Alright. Lee winked at the two of you from her pony as you squished next to one another in the child-sized seats. Looks were exchanged across the way that each of you popped the coins in at the same time. The little ride shuddered to life. As the machines began moving up and down and side to side, Lee and Derek couldn't contain their laughter. Derek started waving from the window of the helicopter, and Lee reached out to see if she could touch anyone as the machines jolted closer to hers. Cove, on the other hand, just gripped the side of the car. He was struggling to remain seated, looking very uncomfortable. Each stretched over to grab Lee's hands. Grinning, he leaned forward and reached as far as he could. For a moment, a shot of panic went through you as you thought you were about to tumble off the ride, but you hung on with your free hand and balanced yourself. Be careful! I'm trying. Your rides were syncing up in movements. Almost there! Almost there! Your efforts were rewarded when you caught a hold of her hand. We did it! Yeah! It was about to keep together as the rides went backward. The two of you almost kept accidentally pulled off by the seats by the other, but that made it more fun. Soon all the rides came to a stop and the groups dismounted. Derek looked absolutely pleased at the conclusion of this pit stop. Then you noticed that something out of the corner of your eye. You tilted your head to look directly at you and burst into laughter. What's funny? You turned back to the group and nodded in the direction of where you were looking. Isn't that one of those machines that takes dollars and gives quarters back? That kind of... the kind that exists for people who don't have quarters on hands? Everyone's head moved that way and saw you were right. Derek chuckled awkwardly. That's exactly what that is.
Oh.
We're kinda dumb. We have to miss that this whole time. Come on, let's just put this behind us. This whole place is open. We haven't been to everywhere.
Totally.
Here. You moved along from one stop to your next, still jovial from the experience. Shortly after, into your walk, Lee ran over to a nearby trash can and tossed her smoothie cup. Derek went after her and threw his cup away. You followed soon, got rid of your empty cup too. Cove was the last to throw his cup away. He took one final sip, making sure he got every last little drop. The clock inched closer to 7 as you all made your way back to the directory, and it's hard to believe how fast the day went by.
So...
Where do you think your mom ended up today? We didn't see her anywhere. I don't know, she's just like that. Ooh, it's a mystery. Despite having vanished for the entire trip so far, when 7 p.m. hit, you spotted Kira coming right back over, waving cheerily. As soon as she was close enough, she pinched Cove's cheek.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, baby and friends. Hi, Mom. You pushed her back with one hand and rubbed his cheek with the other. Did you have a good day, gang? Yeah. Today was awesome. We did so much.
Not bad.
It was fun. You really enjoyed your day. There's no hiding your joy. Like the others, you were smiling ear to ear, because today was so much better than what you expected. I'm glad we came here.
That I do.
I want to hear all about it during the ride back. She clapped her hands together once, making sure she had everyone's undivided attention. Speaking of that, we better head out. Cliff must be missing us, and you've got to be starving. It's dinner time, and you haven't eaten yet. Yeah. Everyone followed her lead and started walking out the door to the parking lots. Something about what Kira said felt off to you. There are tons of places to eat. It's a mall. You could have had dinner. You wondered if it was just a good guess, but you could feel your eyebrow raise when it dawned on you. She might have been keeping an eye on you after all. You weren't pleased by that exactly. She didn't have to lie. None of you had a problem with her staying with you today. You were expecting it. You felt uncomfortable by her unnecessary deception. Shaking off those thoughts, you caught up with the others. Keeping the same seating arrangements as earlier, you all piled into the car and started heading back to the store. The drive went by without any problems, as it was filled with the chatter about the various things everyone saw around the mall. Soon enough, you would arrive at your destination. It was a much faster trip, considering that this time Kira knew where she was going. Hearing the light jingle of bells from the front door being opened, Cliff poked his head out from the back. He lit up, seeing who was there. Who was here? Hey, sport! Did everyone have an adventure? Hi, Dad. You all had a blast. And it does look like Cove's eyes is kind of like more leaning toward Kira's eyes, but kind of a mix between the blues. We had a blast. Yeah. We found the mall.
Aw.
The mall? I wish I could have joined. He deflated in an exaggerated way. His shoulders slapped. Kira put a hand on his arm and smiled.
Any whoosies?
There'll be other times. Are you set here? Almost. Mr. Ho sighed for real and then pulled himself together, standing up straight.
Do you mind?
Just need a little bit more time to finish up. Will you be alright killing time for a little bit longer? It's okay. Yes, sir. No problem, Mr. Holden.
Sure.
We can have fun here. Excellent. What a great group of kids. Gave an approving thumbs up and Kira nodded along. I'll give you a hand. I'll remember the ropes. Why, thank you. They walked side by side to the back room before he was out of sight. Cliff stopped and looked over his shoulders. If you leave the shop, don't go too far. It's getting late. And then the parents were gone again. Let's go to the docks. They're right down the way. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I saw those on the way here and really want to check those out. Are you coming, Luna? Alright. With a smile, Cove showed the way. Between the warm summer air and the smell of the ocean, you couldn't ask for a better night.
Thanks.
Thanks for letting me come. Me too.
Right?
Right, I'm happy we did this. Today was great. Cove, your mom and dad are really cool. Really? Totally. Cove looked at Lee oddly. He ran a hand through his hair and then his puzzled expression cracked with a chuckle.
I guess
sometimes they are. You continued walking. Every so often you would look up at the sky and see several stars poking out between the clouds. At one point you noticed that Cove stopped while Lee and Derek kept going on ahead, busy chatting. Initially you wondered if something was wrong, but then you quickly noticed that he was still looked to be in good spirits. You decided to hang back with Cove, and he gave you a quick acknowledging look when he stopped by the side. You could taste the sea salt as you took a deep breath of the ocean air. Silently, you and Cove watched the ocean for a little while. There was something about the waves that you always found soothing. You couldn't think of a better way to end the busy day. Not much time later, Derek's chipper voice caught your attention. You and Cove both turned your gaze down the pier. What are you doing over there, slowpokes? Get over here.
Hey!
Come on. You looked at Cove at the same time he looked at you. You grinned and nodded your head in the direction of your friends. He gave you a small smile in return. Your footsteps echoed against the wooden planks of the dock and into the night as you ran to catch up. And with that, we're going to save this. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives, and may the stars forever guide your path wherever it might lead you into the future. Bye, and hope to see you again soon.